Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, brought to you by 417 Navigator, 417navigator.com. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. We go to Kickapoo High School, home of the Lady Chiefs, and head coach Leslie Hanchey. Coach Hanchey, thanks for being part of the show today.
Thanks for having us on.
Coach, 20-1 on the season and winners of 13 consecutive right now. What do you feel at this point in the season that as a team you're doing really well?
We were actually just talking about it this morning at practice. Our girls get along really well, and at this point in the season, it's early February. We've been together since we started preseason workouts in September, so at times girls can kind of start to get tired of each other. But this group, they don't get tired of each other. They get along, and it makes things a lot easier on the floor. Our group does a really good job of just playing together, doing it together, and figuring it out together.
And, coming in, I know this is your first year as head coach, but you've been very familiar with the program for a number of years. So as you look at last year coming into this season, what did you kind of have to replace as far as, due to graduation and who's kind of stepping into some of those roles?
So we lost two key players to graduation, Maya Nieto, who's playing JUCO basketball right now, and Delaney Wiley, who was our 6'3", was she 6'3"? 6'3" center who's playing D2 basketball. So losing those two, Maya was probably one of the best shooters that's ever come through our program. And the Delaney, her presence in the middle of the lane, being able to block shots, alter shots against teams, and being able to get rebounds for us. Those were some big keys that we had to fill. But these three seniors actually have been the ones that have really kind of taken the reins this season and kind of owned the team and kind of been the ones to fill in some of those spots that we have really needed to fill, missing those two players.
And kind of on a coaching note, moving one chair down, maybe what's been the biggest challenge for you? Maybe something that I know you've been around the program and around coaching for a long time, but what's something maybe that you had to handle or take care of that you weren't really counting on? What's been the biggest challenge?
This may sound really silly, but calling timeouts. I forget at times that I have timeouts, and my assistant Kayla Daniels will say, "Hey, you still have 5 timeouts if you need it." Like if a team gets up kind of loose on us and scores 6 or 8 in a row, calling that timeout to get everybody kind of gathered, kind of get everybody kind of calm down and let them know what we need to do. Just doing little things like that, game management things, kind of figuring out when we need to change things up, when we need to keep it the same. So just small things like that.
That was, just on a personal note for me, stepping in. I had never coached basketball and kind of got forced into it. And I always kind of treated timeouts like rollover minutes. I felt like if I didn't use them, maybe I could keep them for the next game. My head coach was getting frustrated. You've got to call a timeout. I'd never thought about it. But,
yeah.
Coach, right now, at this point of the season, are you relatively healthy?
Yes, knock on wood. We've had some sickness kind of going around, strep throats kind of going around this area. We've had a couple kids have fevers. We had one miss today. She woke up with a fever. But in terms of injuries, we've been fortunate that everybody's been pretty healthy. The majority. We had a couple girls hurt. One girl hurt her knee, but she's back. She hyperextended it. Is that right? Sprained her MCL. Mm-hmm. She's back, but nothing major.
Outstanding. Well, you're kind of in the midst of a 3-game road trip, so to speak, here with West Plains and at Glendale and then at Bolivar. What's been the challenges there? Obviously, with Glendale being a huge rivalry, and that's your next game coming up, I believe.
Yep, we have them on Thursday. That'll be a really fun game. It's always fun to play Glendale. That rivalry's kind of been around even since I was a player, and the girls are looking forward to playing them.
Very good. Coach, you've got your 3 seniors there beside. Tell us a little bit. We'll start with Ari. Tell us a little bit about her, and we'll visit with her.
We got Ari Mosley. She's a senior. She has committed to go play basketball at St. Mary's in Kansas next year. She is the fastest player on our team when she wants to be. She can cause a lot of chaos for us on defense whenever we need to get to the rim. She's the one that does it for us. She is the one she's like our little spark plug. So some days she's my favorite, and some days I feel like I'm getting a lot of gray hair.
Ari, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us kind of from your point of view, what you feel like your role is and responsibilities on this team this year.
I feel like it's basically, I don't really know. I feel like we all like get along. We all have our own roles in like different ways. But I feel like my role this year is like lifting up people and like making sure like nobody like gets down.
You tell us a little bit about the position you play.
I'm a point guard.
Mhm.
I make things happen on the court, I guess.
So you like having the ball in your hands.
Yeah,
Yeah, she does.
Do you like to get up and down the floor as quick as possible? Is that kind of your MO?
yeah. Last week I kind of tried and I kind of fell, but it's okay. It depends. Sometimes I'm a little.
We're
too
still learning on
fast.
when we need to slow it down and when we really need to force the tempo.
Yeah.
Well, Ari, tell us a little bit about your defensive roles. Do you typically guard maybe the best player on the other team or maybe the best guard on the other team?
Yeah, it depends what kind of game it is. Like, if it's a tall big, that's their best player, then I typically don't guard them. But like, if it's a point guard, then yeah, it depends.
What do you do to kind of get prepared for a game? Let's say it's Thursday. You're getting ready to go play Glendale. What do you do to kind of get mentally and physically prepared for that night's game?
Well, I feel like I just like worry about the game the whole day, just like walk in, and then when we have our like pregame warm up, we like listen to music and we get like all locked in together. That makes sense.
All right, one final question here. Well, two final questions. One, do you wear your seatbelt all the time? I'm a mandated reporter.
Yeah,
Okay. And number two, Chiefs or 49ers?
Chiefs.
All right, very good. Well, Ari, why don't you tell us a little bit about the young lady sitting next to you? Introduce us to her.
This is Kaya Johnson. She's like our captain mom of the team. She's a really good like our really good role player. She can get rebounds and get up and down the court, and she has a good three.
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent. So, Captain Mama, is that what you?
Yes. Oh, I guess that's the name they gave me.
All right. Well, what do you perceive your roles and responsibilities are on this 23-24 Lady Chiefs team?
I feel like this year kind of goes with the mom of the group. I just try to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to. If we're coming down the court, making sure we're in the right sets that we need to be. If we're coming back on defense, making sure we're in the right defense. Just kind of that communication key that's what I try to have a big role in. Well, just making sure everybody's keeping their head up, having a good attitude. If a sub's coming in and out, just making sure they know what they're supposed to be doing and what offense, what defense we're in, and just having that communication. I feel like is very important.
Coming into this season, just by virtue of what I do, I look at schedules and okay, I'd like to be at that game or this game. When you look at your schedule before the season, are there games that you maybe make a mental check mark by? Hey, I'm looking forward to playing this one. Maybe it's a rivalry game. Maybe it's a team that got you last year. And you want to maybe repay the favor or something, or maybe just know someone on the other team. You don't have to tell me what those are, but you make those check marks, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us, and especially this year being seniors, like every game, every practice is a day to check off, and really taking in every game, every morning practice, taking those for granted, and just enjoying the time we have with our team. I think definitely every team that we play, I feel like we do have a strong conference in all our tournaments. Pink and White, Stephanie Phillips, the Willard Classic, all of those tournaments that we have are very important too. So every game we have, I think we're checking it off. Every conference game we have, we're checking it off. Every maybe pre-district opponent, we're checking it off because we have a pretty strong schedule, and I think all those games are important.
As you look back over your high school career, are there games, going all the way back, maybe even your freshman year, that you'd like to go back and play again?
Oh, absolutely. We probably my freshman year, we played Incarnate Word at Ozark, and I think we lost by 2 points. If I was right, and it was like off. We had the chance to tie the game, and we made the layup, but it didn't count for uh, clock or something. We didn't get it off in time, and so knowing how great that team is now, that is one game that I would wish we could go back and just have a half a second. to play.
Funny you mentioned that. I was actually calling that game for ESPN Radio. I was sitting on side doing the game on the radio that day. And I do
Really?
That was COVID year, I think. That was when we had to wear masks on the bench and
Yep, those little gators.
yeah, we had to. It was supposed to be our Stephanie Phillips Classic tournament, but we had to go to Ozarks to play that tournament.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, Kaya, I will allow you to introduce the young lady sitting next to you, and you can't go back to Ari.
This is Reagan Smith. She is our other senior. Reagan is the definition of a team player, and she really just gets along with everybody on the team. She's always helping everybody out. She really is one of the perfect teammates to have. She's always going to have your back. You know that you can always count on her. If you need a bucket, if you need a steal, if you need anything you need, she's coming in and she's going to make a difference in the game. And so I introduce you to Reagan Smith.
Again, how are you today?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. That's high praise coming from a teammate. That's got to make you feel good.
I know. You're so sweet.
Hence, mama.
Yeah, I know.
Tell us a little bit about what position you play and what your roles and responsibilities are.
I'm a sub for the big. I feel like my position in the game is to, whenever Allie's out, fulfill that spot and to do whatever I can to help my teammates win the game. And so, yeah.
Did you have any personal or maybe team goals coming into this season?
My personal goal was to obviously my team goal is to make it far into state and stuff, but my personal goal was to keep a positive mindset because my last couple of years have been very rocky, and I wanted this year to be my best year and last year, so to have a great year with everybody.
Reagan, as you look over your career, if you could go back, if you could get in a time machine and go back to that 8th grader, that Reagan Smith in the 8th grade, and give her some advice based on what you know right now as a senior, what advice would you give yourself if you could go back and do that?
For my first year, I went to Central. My mindset was to just get better. My mindset was.
It's okay. I forgot. If you could go back to your 8th grade year and tell yourself, what would you do?
I would just tell myself to not take anything for granted because I can't even tell you my last couple of years of basketball because I forgot. I haven't I haven't really processed basketball in general. But this year, I would just tell myself to keep going hard, to keep playing, to every workout counts, never skip out on anything, and to always make sure you're going hard in practice and never give a lot of attitude.
Yes.
Very good. Well, what do you do to kind of get prepared for a game? Let's say it's Thursday. You're getting ready to make that little short drive over to Glendale. What are you doing to get mentally and physically prepared?
Okay, so I have this food that I eat before every game day, orange chicken. I don't know why that started. That's just kind of my routine. But when I wake up, I get everything together. I go to school, and before the game, we all kind of listen to music, and we talk. We have a good time on the bus before we get there. But then when we get there, it's business, and we try not to play around a lot, but when we get there, we're locked in and we listen to music and we just kind of hype each other up and everything. And then Coach gives our game day talk, and that kind of hypes us up too, as well.
All right. Do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes.
Chiefs or 49ers?
Chiefs.
A little bit of hesitation there.
I know because my family's 49ers, but
I thought your mom's a Chiefs fan.
no, well, my brother and
Okay.
49ers, never the Chiefs. It's always against the Chiefs because they hate the Chiefs. But
Very good. Well, ladies, again, congratulations on a tremendous start to the season, and you're about 80% of it's gone.
You got 5 regular season games left.
It's going pretty fast. Coach, tell us a little bit, what do you do to kind of get prepared for a game?
I take a game day nap. I always make sure the girls have got to school on time. That's kind of the first thing I do is I call our athletic director or text them to make sure everybody was at school on time. I teach adapted PE throughout the day, get a nap in when I can, and then I'm at school pretty early. It depends if it's an away game or a home game, but just making sure everything's where it needs to be and making sure everybody's loose, and just reminding the girls that it's just another game. No matter who it is, it's just another game. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Just do you, and we'll be all right.
Well, they obviously look like they're having fun.
I hope so.
Are you having fun?
My face, but maybe when they leave here, they may change their mind.
Are you having fun, Coach?
I'm having. This has probably been the best year of basketball I've ever had.
Very good. Well, ladies, again, congratulations on a great start. We'll be following you here through the rest of the way, and go ahead and make a big long run, and we'll bring you back on.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you for having
Thanks for having us.
us.
You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. And we'll be right back.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.